Hey there. So, series post 2 about what I'm doing to prepare for Ambleside Online Year 1. So, in the last video, in the description, it talked about what we do to start. But now that I have all the books gathered, what am I going to do next? I have started reading through each of the books. When I am reading through them, I am making note of, I may want a map for this. And what map am I going to need? Because I'm terrible at geography. So it'd be great for me to have identified on said map, or at least know what map I'm looking at for these things ahead of time. So I'm learning a lot about ancient Rome because I'm prepping Ambleside Online Year 1, and there's a lot about Rome in 50 Famous Stories and in Trial and Triumph. And so I have been reading those and grabbing map stuff for that. Also, trying to bring the history to life using pictures. So if I have like a name of a person, I might pull up a picture of them. If there's a scene that they're describing, like the 50 Famous Stories is great for like paintings that are out there. I might grab that painting and put it in my notes. If there's a word I come across that's kind of a larger word that I think might be a main thing that they're going to know, I'll write that down and define it for myself. And then I'm also at the end writing a question or two that I might use, might not, to help think through some things about the narration, just to drive why do you think this person was allowed to do XYZ? That kind of a thing. And so just a little bit of a idea to spark something if needed. I may not use them whatsoever. I haven't done that for every reading. There are certain readings where I'm like, that's an interesting thing. And I'll just kind of make a mental note. Also, scaffolding readings, like I may put the point, like the main point, so that I can, the next time we start the next reading, say, this is this, or this is how I want to introduce this. Today we're going to read about Benjamin Franklin, and he lived in America, and we're going to hear about his early life today. And then we will start. Something like that I'm writing down just so I remember, like, this is generally what this reading was about, and I want to stir up the imagination. And then it might be like, does anyone remember what we talked about last time? Yes, that's right. We talked about this, and then connect those ideas, bringing that scaffolding so that we're connecting the readings from lesson to lesson to help solidify the knowledge that they've learned. So those are the kinds of notes I'm making. I'm just pulling up a Google Doc and typing them up as I'm reading through the book. I'm typing that on the side, and I'm going subject by subject versus through the weeks. I'm just going across the subject for a term. And that is what I am doing now that I have all my books. I am now reading through the books, and I am taking notes for myself to help hopefully make scaffolding easier, to have maps, pictures, even like bird songs, have like a link for that on my phone so that I can pull that up if we want to hear bird songs, since there's Burgess Bird Book in there. Pictures of the birds are in the book, but they're black and white, so I could pull up new pictures, or I could say this field guide, this page of ours, and so that we can have that and see it. So those are just some of the ideas. Like paddle to the sea. There's so many things out there for paddle, so many. And so I might look into resources I want to use for that, or I might just say, read, narrate, and locate on the map, and that's that. But it has been interesting as I'm reading through paddle, like some of the different things that you could do. Especially like in the beginning where there's like footprints in the snow, you could get footprint pictures and match them to the animals. There's so many different ideas you could do. You don't have to. By far, you do not have to. But it's just some different things I can pull from in the school year, so I'm not racking my brain or trying to make connections for them, but that I'm allowing them to have I have these supplements ready. I've reviewed them. I know that I like them or I don't like them. Like if I'm watching a video, I want to preview it before I watch it with my kids and go, whoa. So that's the kind of thing I'm doing now. Reading the chapters, scaffolding lessons in a notebook, getting any extra resources for them together. So those are my points I am on now, and I will talk about what I am doing next week.